it says in triangle XYZ, x is 14, z is 21, and angle x is 40. Lots of bag shuffling going on. Find two possible measures for angle z. Okay. Now, my angle XYZ is not necessarily going to be to scale, but as long as we're okay with that, it doesn't really matter how we have it labeled. And so little x is 14, z is 21, like I said, not to scale, all right? And angle x is 40 degrees. And the directions ask us to find two measures for angle z. All right, ladies, pay attention. So if we're going to solve this problem, again, when I see this on the test, it's not going to be in the section that says law of sines. So we have to figure out, why are we using the law of sines? All right. First of all, why can't we use sine, cosine, or tangent? Because it's not a right triangle. All right. Or at least they don't tell me it is. So if they don't tell me it is, I can't assume that. All right. Next, we learned law of cosines. All right. Tell the person next to you, why could you not set this up with law of cosines? If I was going to find angle z, and I was going to set this up with the law of cosines, here's how it would look. 21 squared equals 14 squared plus, I'm going to call this little y squared, minus 2 times 14 times little y times the cosine of z. Okay? And what I have then are too many variables. I've got y's and big z's. Okay? So again, that's why it doesn't work. Okay? I tend to not remember, oh, it's side-side angle, so it's, I just try it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right? So that's why I know it's law of sines. So I'm going to set this up like this. Sine of z over 21 equals sine of 40 over 14. Okay? Cross multiply. For most of Chapter 5, our calculator will need to be in degree mode. All right? So when I cross multiply, I get 21 sine of 40 equals 14 times the sine of, sine of z. All right. Divide both sides by 14. And how do you get rid of a sign? Inverse sign. And I type this all in at the end. You don't have to do it that way. The problem with doing it that way is that, you got to be correct with your parentheses. All right, it's going to give me a parenthesis here, so I've got to close it there. Okay. Now, this is only going to give us one answer in degree mode. Determine what that answer is, please. Did you get about 74.6 degrees? Okay. Now you might say, how can there be another answer to this? All right. And they do kind of a good job explaining that across the page in example 2. Okay. Here they go through and find one answer just like we did. But then they talk about how we don't really know for sure what the triangle looks like. Okay. Maybe it looks like this, but maybe it looks like this. So the way to find that other angle is right here. So it says, however, from the supplements theorem, a second angle with a sine equal to 0.8 is 180 minus the angle we found. Okay? So our other one, the work to find the other possible angle for z is really short. 180 minus 74.6, right, which would be, what is that, 105.4? Okay. The only thing we want to make sure of is that we still have room for a third angle. Okay, so if we add 40 and 104, 105.4, we'd have 145 something. We'd still have room for our third angle. All right. So that doesn't happen very often, but it's kind of an ambiguous case. So there are two possible answers.